Welcome, this is Professor Drew Blazik, and I'm going to go over some topics in Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. The Excel sheet I will be working in this video, you will download right below, and you will complete it and upload it as 20% of your grade. So let's get started. All right, so a couple things. I know this is the first of the videos that we are working on these Excel sheets. So I put a lot of time. It doesn't seem like maybe too much effort when you look at it, but if you get the correct answer, it will light up green. This will light up green if it's correct. The gray is where we're going to put it. That's where the calculations will happen. So you have to do the process correct in order to go up to light up green. Now, I'm not going to solve all of them. I will solve some in this video. I will discuss how you do it and what to do, but I expect you to think about it to solve the rest. They're not too difficult. I do grab these questions from the test bank questions. Some of the homework might pop up, but hopefully explaining it and practicing it with this sheet will go a long way. A couple things. This is Excel, which I will have a cell, as you can see. If you're good with Excel, they'll, of course, help you out. If you're not, it's not too difficult what I'm doing in this course. So what you could do is if I enter in something, let's say 9, or let's say 10, that's all you have to do. Or if you want to add up numbers, just to show you, if I want to add up, let's say the 800 plus the 600, you do equals. That means in Excel, in that cell, that you're adding up something. So I can add up two different cells. Um, and if you need more help, reach out. Definitely reach out with Excel. I got some other videos that you can work on. Okay, let's get to it. So this is opportunity cost. This is the first question. You'll see this in chapter 2 and 3. If you look at the definition, opportunity cost is the next best alternative, what we could do, not the third best, fourth best, or fifth. It's the next best alternative. So what we're looking at here, what is the opportunity cost to Footville of increasing the production of shoes from 400 to 600? This is important, and we'll see this in these questions. This one's asking if you move from that, what did you lose? That's what it's asking. And if you look at our table, this is our production possibility table, which means I can produce shoes or socks, right? And these are the combinations. If I want to produce all shoes, I have 800 or 0 socks. Now, if I want to produce I'm sorry, if I want to produce less shoes, that means I open up my resources and now I could produce 400 socks. So this is the combination according to our factors of production, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. This is what we can make. If we want to produce more, we can increase our technology or our capital production, but this is showing of the combinations we can actually produce. Okay, so that's the table. So what it's asking here, what is the what are we losing? So if you go to school, you gave up that job. That's the opportunity cost, what you could have had. So it's the next best thing you could have done is what you gave up in doing what you're doing now. So what we're looking at here is what is the opportunity cost to Footwheel of increasing the production to 400 to 6. So we're looking at shoes. I just lost it. So we're looking at shoes 400 to 600. So here's shoes. This is what they're saying. If we go 400 to 600, right here, I'm going to light that up really quick green just to show those are the two that we're looking at. 400 to 600. What did we lose? And it looks like we lost, right? If you want me to produce more shoes, I was producing 700 socks. I can pull people off this assembly line to make socks and produce shoes. I will lose 300. So the answer is 300 socks. That's the opportunity cost to produce 4 to 600 shoes. What I could have done was I could just say, what is the difference? I say this minus that, which would be the 300 socks. So I want you to see how that looks. Now you might be given different numbers in your Excel sheet than what I'm doing in this video, but the same principle applies. You know what? I'll solve the next question as well. What is the opportunity cost of Footville of increasing the production of socks from 900 to 1,000? So we're looking at what is the opportunity cost. I want to produce 100 more socks. I have to give up 200 shoes. So that's how you would answer that question. All right, I'm going to do the first two on this one, and I'll have you do the rest. All right, and just to let you know, I'm not trying to brag here, but this did take some time to create, and this is all created in Excel, which is pretty cool, which means if you want to say equals, you could say that cell is actually 3,000. It's not an image. So you could play with these numbers. All right, what we have here, I'm gonna explain this real quick, and you can look at the PowerPoints. This is the production possibility frontier. This is just like the table we show. This is a graph that shows I could produce all shoes. I'm sorry, I could produce shoes or shirts. I could produce all shoes at point A, or I could produce all t-shirts at point D, or any combination. I could produce anywhere on this curve. I cannot produce outside of this because I'm limited according to my factors of production. I need more resources. According to what I have, this is the combination I have. Uh, if I produce inside of this curve, that's a inefficient method because I'm not producing what I could be producing, right? If I was producing at this point, let's say right here, right, that little box in the bottom there. Well, that's inefficient because I could be producing more shoes, more t-shirts, or somewhere on the line, more of both. That'd be inefficient. All right, what we're looking at here. All right, I want to go back to that last question. This is the opportunity cost of producing 200 or 100 more of a good. This is different. This is asking you, what is the opportunity cost of A? Okay, so that's where the sentence is of one unit. What does it cost me per unit? Now, this is important. Since this curve is bowed out, that means we have increasing opportunity costs. That as we're going down the curve, right, I'm producing more t-shirts, less shoes as I'm going down this curve. That means the opportunity cost becomes more and more expensive when it's bowed out. If it's a straight line, you do not have increasing opportunity costs only when it's bowed out. So I just want to get that and make sure we understand that. So now let's look at it. What we were asking here is, what is the opportunity cost of, I want to show you here, I got two cells. So I want you to think about what we're asking here. What is the opportunity cost? We're going from A to B. I'm going down that curve. Here's a little trick to answer these questions. If I'm going down this curve, what am I getting more of when I'm looking at this graph? I'm getting more t-shirts. From A to B, I'm getting more t-shirts. Therefore, the opportunity cost of, I'm just going to select that cell right there, of t-shirts. I know I should say t-shirt, of a t-shirt, but um, that's important how we word it, how the sentence words it. The opportunity cost of something is what we're doing. So if I'm going to school, I want to know what the opportunity cost of going to school is. Okay. So the opportunity cost, again, I'm looking at the curve, I'm getting more t-shirts. That means the opportunity cost of a t-shirt is, now I'm going to do a calculation. This is for 1 unit. The equation for it is, now this whole sentence is an equation in a way, because I want to know how to say this is the opportunity cost of when I'm getting more of t-shirts is equal to, and now we're going to do is what we give up divided by what we get. That's the equation. What you give up divided by what we get. So now let's do that equation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say equals, I'm going to bracket what we give up from A to B. What do I give up? So what I'm going to do is say I had 4,500 shoes minus point B is 3,500. right? And this is not going to be the correct answer, but I just want to show that. So what did I give up? I gave up 1,000. So right away, and you can just type in 1,000. You have to do the equal sign because we have to say we're solving for something. So it is 1,000 is what I gave up. Now I'm going to say divided by what did I get? Well, what did I get? I got 600, and I'm going to subtract out what I had before. That's important because it's what I'm getting from point to point. Well, what I had before was 0, right? Because I started at point A, which was point A was, and here's the table here. If you can't read the graph, if the graph is messed up, that's the table A, B, C, and D. It shows t-shirts and shoes, just like the other question that we had. So it's what we give up divided by what we get. So the opportunity cost of one t-shirt from A to B is 1.67, right? This is important. 1.67 shoes. The opportunity cost of a t-shirt. So for every one t-shirt I get, it's costing me 1.67 shoes. That's the cost of producing one t-shirt from point A to B. All right, I'm gonna go backwards and I'll let you solve the last two here. Now I'm gonna say, what is the opportunity cost? I'm gonna go backwards from B to A. B to A. Now I'm at point B, which is, you can look right here. Point B shows 3,500 and 600 shoes, 3,500 t-shirts. I have that on the graph. Now let's figure out how to word this sentence. The opportunity cost of a what? What are we getting more of from B to A? Well, I'm getting more shoes. That means the opportunity cost of shoes, I say equals, I just select that, or you can just type in shoes, it'll come up. Green means it's correct, right? Just to show really quick, if I said t-shirts, that would be incorrect, it'd be gray. So when I'm grading your Excel sheet, it's better be green. So from B to A, the opportunity cost of a shoe is one shoe from B to A. Now let's do our equation. That's going to be what you give up divided by what we get. So from B to A, what did I give up? I gave up 600 t-shirts. So I'm just going to show, all I have to do is type in 600, but I want to do it correct from B to A. Because if we go from C to B, which I did not ask you to do that, maybe I should have. Oh, I did ask you, B to C. So you want to make sure you do from each point what you're getting and what you're giving up. So I'm going to bracket that, and then I'm going to divide it by what did I get? Well, at B, right? Well, we know from the other ones 1,000. So what I'm going to do is the difference between what I am getting now, 4,500 at A, and what I previously got at point B. Look, I forgot to put a bracket. Make sure you bracket those, or you could just calculate them in your head. You could see what it is. So the opportunity cost, so we're going from B to A, I'm getting more shoes. So the opportunity cost of a shoe, because I want more shoes, I want to produce more shoes, for one shoe is 0.6 t-shirts. So that would be the correct answer. And just let you know, when we're doing this, if you noticed, from A to B is 1.67. If I want to go the opposite way, it's the reciprocal of 1.67. So you could actually divide 1 divided by 1.67. That would be 0.6. That's another way of doing it. Okay, I'll let you do the last two there. So just kind of show D to B. So you're going all the way from D to B. And you see we're producing 900 and 0, or you can look right here what we're producing. And we want to get to here. So I want to make sure that's green. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay. So we got sofas and cars here. consider the production possibility frontier for an economy that produces only sofas and cars. So we got two different ones. Here's an important thing. If the curve is bowed out like the previous question, it is important that each point on the curve will have a different opportunity cost because we have a different slope at each point of that curve. That's real important to see. If it's a straight line, that means it is not increasing opportunity costs, and therefore the entire curve is the same slope. So let's try to figure this out. The opportunity cost of a car, so that means I want all cars. This is how I answer these questions. If it is a straight line, I do the extreme, as in I'm pretending I'm producing all sofas because this question is asking what's the opportunity cost of a car. So I pretend I'm at this point and I'm going all the way down to cars, right? That means, now let's do the math together. That means the opportunity cost of a car is what did I give up divided by what I get. So what did I give up? I gave up 900. I just type it in because you see what it is. I went from producing 900 sofas. Now I'm producing zero. It's real easy if you just go to the extremes. You can see what it is. I'm going to divide it by what did I get? I got 600 cars. So the opportunity cost of a car is 1.5. Let's see if this works. Sofas. No, come on. There you go. So that would be the correct sentence structure. And then last, the opportunity cost of a sofa. I'm going this way. So now I want to know what is the cost, what's the opportunity cost produce sofas. Let's pretend we're producing all cars. And now we want to produce sofas. So what do we get? We got 900 sofas divided by what would, I'm sorry, what did we give up? We gave up 600 cars to get 900 sofas. So we'll do 600 divided by 900. And if you notice, it's the reciprocal on that. So 0.667, and that would be cars. Okay, there you go. I kind of answered it. So that was only answer one. But just to let you know, maybe for this first video, I'll do multiple ones like I did right there. I will have different numbers for you on this, but just remember that a straight line has the same opportunity costs throughout the curve because it's a straight line. That means the slope is the same here and here, but a bowed out curve has different opportunity costs um, based on what point we're going from this to that. Okay, one other note I want to make about it. This video is a little longer than I wanted to go. The reason why you get bowed out curves is because you have specialization. And what does that mean? Let's say you have a bunch of workers that specialize in making shoes and they have no clue how to make t-shirts. If you pull them off the shoe line and you say you're going to work on the t-shirt line, they have no clue how to do it. You got machinery that only makes shoes, and now you're using that machinery to make t-shirts. It's not going to be as efficient. Therefore, to make t-shirts as you go down that curve, it's going to cost you a lot more shoes. To make one t-shirt out of the skilled workforce that makes shoes, it's going to cost you hundreds of shoes. So that's why you have increasing opportunity costs, why it's bowed out. If you have a straight line, what would be a good example? Sofas and cars would not be a good example. Would be red shoes and blue shoes, right? It's easy to switch. If a company want to make red or blue, they just change the color. So it would be a straight line rather than um, a bowed out curve. All right. All right, let's kind of work through these. I'm going to do each question. I might spend a little time on this one. Okay, what we have here, assume that Brad and Teresa can switch between producing wheat and producing beef at a constant rate. That means minutes needed to make one. So this will take 10 minutes to make one loaf of bread. Hold on one second. How many minutes? Okay, so this question, I had to change it. I totally forgot to do that. So I paused it, I changed it. What I'm changing this to now, the test bank question is going to be a little different. How I did this question is going to be a little different than if you came across it, but I want to make sure I explain it. What I changed it was how many units to make per 1 minute. This is how much they can, in 1 minute, Brad can make 10 bushels of wheat. In 1 minute, Teresa can make 6 bushels of wheat. A pound of beef, Brad can make 12, and Teresa can make 10. Um, so the test bank question is a little different. I want to make sure you understand that first. This is how much they can produce in 1 minute. So now these questions will make sense. So I forgot I switched that around. Okay, so let's look at this. What is Brad's opportunity cost of producing 1 pound of beef? What is Brad's opportunity cost? So we got to look at as the perspective of Brad of producing beef. So if he wants to produce beef, this is a little easier if you think about it this way. Is and I think it's backwards in the test bank question because it's a little different. You got to look how they word it. Um, so the best way to go by this one, Brad could either produce wheat or beef. So there's only two options. Just like that straight line, I went from one extreme to the next extreme. It's gonna be 0 and 10 or 12 and 0 the other one. So we're gonna go from if we're gonna produce beef, we want to think about how are we gonna say this sentence. So what we're gonna say is what is the opportunity cost to produce beef is what you give up divided by what you get. So I'm gonna say it's 10 divided by 12, right? What did I give up? If I want to produce 12 pounds of beef, it's going to be, I'm going to give up 10. So it's going to be 10 divided by 12. So for Brad to produce a pound of beef, it's going to cost zero point 0.8 bushels of wheat. If that makes sense. What's the cost to produce beef? 8 bushels of wheat for every 1 unit of beef. So that's when you do that equation. So for every 1 pound of beef I'm going to produce, it's going to cost me 0.8 bushels of wheat. All right, so I'm going to skip Brad. I'm going to let you do that one. I'm going to go to Teresa. What is Teresa's opportunity cost of producing 1 pound of beef? I will do her wheat instead. Um, So I'm looking at her. Now she could produce wheat, she could produce beef. So let's look at it. If now we want to know what is the opportunity cost to produce wheat, that means I'm producing wheat. There's a bushel of wheat. That's gonna be equal to what did I give up? I gave up 10 divided by what did I get? I got 6. So it's gonna be 1.7 pounds of beef. All right. So what I want you to do is fill in Brad's opportunity costs of wheat and Teresa's opportunity costs of beef. Now, here's the last four questions. I am not going to solve them, but I'm going to explain them. Absolute advantage, what these differences. Absolute advantage is who can do it better, right? Who can do it better? So if you want to look up here, in 1 minute, who could produce more wheat? In 1 minute, who can produce more beef? Whoever can do it better, that's the person that will have the absolute advantage. So all you have to do is type in their name. Okay. You type in the name. So if you want to do that, you hit equals and you can go to that person's name and then select enter. Um, well, Brad's correct answer there. And that's all you do. Now, that sounds kind of easy. I want you to really think about it so you can get these questions correct on the exam. What's asked for. Absolute advantage is who can just do it better at the given time. With the same amount of resources, who can produce more? That's what it's asking. Comparative advantage is different. This is important. Absolute advantage, one person could have the absolute advantage on both items, producing both items. The United States has the absolute advantage on producing most goods, but the comparative advantage is what is important. The comparative advantage is whoever has the lowest opportunity costs in producing that good has the comparative advantage in producing that good. So whoever has the comparative advantage should produce that good. And it's important to know absolute advantage has one person could have both, or each one could have it. Comparative advantage is different. If I have the comparative advantage in meat, that means you would have the comparative advantage in wheat. One person cannot have the comparative advantage for both. That's impossible. So when we're doing comparative advantage, it's whoever has the lowest opportunity cost in producing that. So all you have to do is look at what you solved here and say, for example, here's beef, here's the two people here that we have. Whoever has the lowest number would have the comparative advantage. Well, there you go. That's the first video. I went a little longer than normal. So what I want you to do is complete it. Make sure everything lights up green. Upload it. I'll check it, and you get full credit. And hopefully watching this video and explaining it and you actually physically doing it will help out rather than just test bank questions. Let me know if you have any questions, and God bless, and I'll see you later.